had spots. They all had spots where they either put someone through a ladder or got put through a ladder. And yes, it's stuff we see every ladder match. No, it's the type of stuff you see. But I feel like they're getting more creative with the moves they're doing on the ladders. So, because you've seen a couple, what do they call it, code reds or whatever that they did at the end of the match. Stuff like that, those type of moves where that shit hurts, man. And I just thought they all did really great. There was one spot in the beginning, Julia had set up a ladder kind of in the corner, and she turned around to go after whoever, and the ladder fell down and cracked her in the back. She did a good job at not showing that it hurt or anything, but it had to have. It hit him right in the spot. But that would be the only thing I've seen that I was just like, yeah, that wasn't supposed to happen, because all the rest of it was just really good. The crowd was definitely into it. This is awesome chance. It was just very physical, and I thought all 6 of them did great. After a bunch of big spots, there ended up being 3 ladders set up at the end. And that's when we got to see the double code red there. And so after those moves, 4 of them are pretty much out of the match at that point. That's when you pretty much see Naomi climb up and take the briefcase. So I'm okay with Naomi winning. I thought, I think she is hard to say, but I feel like she deserves it. She's doing a good job with, her gimmick she got going now. And out of all of them, I guess that's the one that makes the most sense. So I thought it was great. Great way to start the show. I went B+.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. I definitely agree with DJ. It was really a good way to start off the show. A lot of high spots. Rhea was taking a beating in the beginning of that ladder match. I mean, they were just pounding on her. But it was nice to see 3 women, I believe it was 3, or 4 women that have never really been in a Money in the Bank ladder match to see how they would, react to it. Because that could be a dangerous match. And like DJ said, there are some hurting women today rather. And I was kind of happy that Naomi won because she's come a long way since in the last I'd say maybe 6-8 months. Now it's probably going to be her and Tiffany going to battle it out. When she's going to cash it in, we don't know. I thought Stephanie did pretty well. Those code reds were just amazing at the end. Ladders, bodies, people everywhere. But yeah, I mean, it was nice to see, like I said, I believe there was 4, Roxanne, Julia, Stephanie, and Rhea that have never been in ladder matches before. And it was really, really good to see, how they would handle it. And I enjoyed the match a lot. I thought it was really, really good. Good way to start off the show. I gave it an A.
Okay. I'm up next. And yes, the announcers really made a big deal about the competitors that had not, having some of the competitors having no Money in the Bank experience. Even though 3 of them had just been up, I think they said for a total of 50 days on the main roster. So, okay. Rhea's never been in one because she's never had to be in one. But, yeah, I mean, even though it was, once again, it was, everyone for itself, we still saw right in the beginning, each one kind of pairing off, heels versus face. And what I thought was interesting was the 3 heels. It wasn't like all 3 face, came out on top. It was the three newbies kind of got tossed out of the ring, leaving the three veterans in Rhea Ripley, Alexa Bliss, and Naomi. And I really, it's tough for me to really say, Rhea Ripley is a veteran. I mean, she's a 20-year-old, who's been in WWE here for what? 5 years. I mean, I don't know that I consider that really a veteran, but anyways, it was a very, very physical match that put all of the women through the ringer. Nobody escaped without at least being part of at least one dangerous spot. Rhea's the one that probably took the brunt of it, but that's what she's built for. She's built for those reckless things. Her getting Devil's Kiss on the ladder was pretty cool. Once again, the two code reds. Well, it was really only one code red. The other one was a Pop Rocks. So, Michael K, you got to learn these finishing moves of these new girls. I thought it was a cool spot when Rhea Ripley did a Riptide the same time Alexa Bliss did that's a blank.
Sister Abigail.
Yeah, Sister Abigail. And then they both kind of looked across the ring at each other, kind of like feeling each other out and both slowly getting up. And I thought it was definitely a good way to start, even though that's not what I predicted. But not much that I predicted happened this evening. So I did like it. A good way to start a game with A-.
I did leave something out though. It was amazing how Stephanie had wrestled 3 matches in like 48 hours, they were saying.
24.
Or 24 hours, and that's just amazing. That's hard for anybody to do, regardless if you're a veteran or not. I mean,
she was SmackDown and Worlds Collide.
Yep.
So. All right. After that, we then went to an impromptu men's Intercontinental Championship match at Worlds Collide. In a match that Octagon Jr. was in. Rey Mysterio sitting ringside with his on-screen girlfriend, Liv Morgan, and got on the mic and made some disparaging remarks, and that led to a matchup for his Intercontinental title, as it was Dominic Mysterio against Octagon Jr. Trivia, you're up first.
Oh boy, good. Yeah, I could have done without this match. I mean, I think it was just, like Greg said, impromptu. It was just something to add a 5th match to. It wasn't that long of a match. I kind of figured Dominic was going to win because they weren't going to have, in my opinion, I didn't believe they were going to have somebody from AAA win the IC title and then probably end up defending it on the main roster. But Octagon was holding his own. I mean, that guy's good. A lot of those luchadors are quicker than a hiccup. And, I kind of expected Dominic to win. Octagon had a couple of his moves figured out. When he went to give him the 619 the first time, he moved away, but caught him on the second one. And so I really could have done without the match. Like you said, it was just a filler match. Dominic did get the win. I gave it a D.
D. You said D?
D.
Yeah, okay. I disagreed by a little, but dude, you're way off this one. I mean, it was only 4 minutes and 55 seconds long. But what they were able to do with that, I mean, Octagon, he hit a springboard moonsault that took Dominic out, and just the fact that Dominic has been getting cheered and cheered more lately by the WWE Universe, I mean, they're either going to have to turn him face or really give him something else to do that gets him a lot of heat, because what Dominic is selling, the crowd is buying. I know there's at one point when Octagon landed on the side instead of the stomach, when he hit a corkscrew splash from the apron, but it still looked painful for Dominic. And yeah, I mean, was this the worst match of the night? Absolutely. No, hands down, this was the worst match of the night. But it wasn't a D. I'll actually go, I mean, actually give it a B minus. I really thought it was pretty good.
Okay, guys, thanks for tuning in on TikTok here. Let's keep tapping that screen, get them likes up.
Mr. 24/7, what did you think? Did you agree more with me or more with Trev?
Well, grade wise, I guess I'm pretty close to your grade. I mean, being that it was a 5-minute match, I thought they gave us a lot for 5 minutes. I just didn't. I guess I didn't care for it being 5 minutes. I mean, if you're gonna add the match, let it give us a match. You know, like I feel like if they needed to add a match, there was plenty of matches they could have had. So so I don't know. It was just weird having it, I guess. Especially, like Trev said, especially knowing that the dude from AAA is not going to win our title. I mean, I suppose it could have happened, but it's not. It probably wasn't going to. So, being, it was pretty obvious on what was going to happen. But I thought they gave us a lot in that 5 minutes. Octagon Jr., that boy's amazing. He had control in the beginning of the match for a little while. He was hitting a bunch of moves, a bunch of high flying moves. I mean, it was pretty awesome to see, to be honest. But then it was just, you seen his stuff, down, fought back, 619 splash, match is over. So, I can't go too crazy on a grade because, like I said, it was only 5 minutes. But I thought what we got was pretty good. I went a C+.
Okay, so real quick question. If WWE is going to officially turn him face, I mean, how do they do it? I know it's what if. I know I'm not a what if man, but, would it be something where maybe Ray is getting beaten down by a few people and Dominic makes a save to the heart belt and breaks at the end? Would that be the easiest way to turn him face?
It would definitely be probably the best way to do it, but I'm thinking more something like maybe Liv starts seeing someone else or, hanging with someone else and Dominic gets mad and it ends up being a heel who she's hanging with and, Dominic gets mad or something and they fight and, and the fans feel bad because his girl is cheating on him or something along those lines.
Yeah, that's
the Reagan probably would work the best.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. But Greg's got probably the best way to turn him heel is, maybe he's just getting a little tired of the Judgment Day and, that them or somebody else attacks his father and, he finally comes out and saves his dad and all's good.
And he's sticking up for his father, and then keeps trying to talk him out of it, to finally, I don't know if Dan want to have him put his hands on her, but kind of just brush by her to go help that.
Yep.
Anyways, back to our regular schedule program. WWE really, to me, has really been celebrity vomiting every fucking show. They just point out people that are placed in the audience for that 38 seconds and that's it. But the crowd did give a huge pop for Mr. Iguana when he was shown to the crowd, which I thought was kind of, humorous. After that, we then went to the Women's Intercontinental Championship match, where it was Lyra Valkyria defending against the man, Becky Lynch. I get to go first for this one. And on a show with 2 ladder matches, they really, really made sure that they were not overlooked. Because these 2 women put on a really, really good match. I think it really helped that we had that little kind of a dud with the Dominic Mysterio match just before this. Because I think this match would have been a little different if it was right after the women's ladder match. I think the placement was really good. The crowd was still kind of going back and forth. It started getting, as it started getting closer, the crowd broke into kind of dueling chants. The women were looking really, really strong in this match. And, Becky Lynch was kind of sporting a different style of gear than usual, which I thought was weird. Just like an outfit that you would normally see her wear when she's not going to wrestle. And one thing I got to say, I love myself, Lyra. It's easier to get really how strong Lyra is because of her small stature, but she was having no problems throwing Becky Lynch around. I think there was one point early in the match that there was I want to say it looked like there may have been a potential wardrobe issue with Lyra because she went right around the car, pulled up her hair. So, I know she's had issues where her top has come undone. But this was, other than the finish with Becky Lynch actually winning, Lyra did everything she could. She kicked out of a manhandle slam from the top rope. She did some fantastic moves in there. Really showed how good of a wrestler she is. And it's all for nothing because, you know what, it's Becky Lynch and they've got to put the one title on her that she's never won. So Lyra becomes a sacrificial lamb. Hoping that maybe this turns into her maybe going to the Queen of the Ring tournament and winning Queen of the Ring. Really putting in a good showing there. And I would love to see an Io Sky Lyra Valkyria feud. I think that would be a phenomenal feud. But yeah, I thought this was a really good match. I gave it a B+.
All right, guys, thanks for the likes. Appreciate that.
Mr. 24/7.
Yeah, definitely a great match. But yeah, I said to Jess when that happened with her top there, I'm like, this happens every time she gets in the ring. Just wear something different because she wears the top strap is just very small or thin, and it comes undone all the time. I'm like, get some new wardrobe. But anyway, the one thing that I noticed, and I noticed it a lot, that when a champion comes down, you can see it in their face if they're going to win or lose. In my opinion, you can see it. And I pretty much seen it on Lyra. Because Lyra is the type who will come out happy, smiling, happy to be there. And when she came out last night, getting in the ring, it wasn't like that. It was like almost like fake smile. You can kind of see I can't believe I got to do what I'm going to have to do here type of thing. So in my mind, I'm like, yep, but man, we got a good match. Right in the beginning, like you said, she was tossing Becky around like a rag doll. I'm like, man, it was actually cool to see, But yeah, they both were able to pretty much get their stuff in. I thought, Lyra did a good job at fighting back when she was, when Becky was on top. as she usually always does. But yeah, we got to see some big moves. The big man handle slam for a 2 count. Crowd definitely was in it. And I think you're right. I think coming after that Dominic match, I think this was definitely a good spot for the match.
Thanks, Chris.
It just brought everybody back up, going into the match that followed. So, yeah, they both did great. Becky Lyra ends up rolling her up, and Becky kind of counters it and grabbed the tights, or however you want to call it. She more grabbed her butt and rolled her up and kind of held her butt. So she got the win, and I like when Lyra held her arm up, Becky's like, nah, all 4 sides. Come on, you got to raise it all 4 sides. And then made her put the title on her. And Lyra gets pissed and kind of beats her down at the end there. So, yeah, I'm good with every bit of this. From beginning to end. Oh, come on. The echo thing. Yeah, I'm good with it all. I went B.
All right. Oh, thank you, Chris. Yeah, we're getting echo on my end too, guys. Let me restart it. We'll go back to it again. All right. Cactus Chris, thank you for the white dove, my friend. Chris, give us your opinion on Money in the Bank last night. We're talking about it right now. Okay. All right, that's better. Yes. Yeah, I definitely agree with what you guys were saying. I mean, I thought this match was good. I mean, Lyra, I'm getting to be more and more a Lyra Valkyria fan every time I see her in the ring. Becky, well, Becky's Becky. I mean, she just got another title in her arsenal now. I believe, I was talking with Greg before the show started. I believe, Bayley's going to be next in line for her. But yeah, like Greg mentioned about her attire she was wearing, I never see Becky with her hands taped and a tape up on her arm and everything. And so that was kind of a new look ring attire for her and everything. But yeah, the way she won the match, kind of grabbing the tights. I really didn't see her grab the tights until they showed the replay, but I thought this was a good match. Congratulations goes out to Becky. Now, like Greg said, now Lyra, hopefully they'll put her in the Queen of the Ring tournament, and maybe she can win. Maybe she can win that as well, and add another accolade to her list of achievements and accomplishments. But yeah, I thought it was a good match. I gave it a B+.
All right. After that, we then went to the next matchup, which was the Money in the Bank ladder match for the men. The competitors in this match were Solo Sikoa, Andrade, El Grande Americano, Seth Rollins, Penta, and L.A. Knight. Mr. 24/7, you lead us off.
All right. Definitely a good one. I liked how right off the rip, right when the bell rang, they all went out set because of what he did, previous night or whenever it was, where he kind of attacked everybody. So they all were pissed. They all started beating him down. And Solo kind of runs in there, grabs him, and tosses him out. And everybody's looking at Solo like, what are you doing? Like, we're trying to beat him down. And Solo's like, come on, we're friends. He's trying to be friends with everybody. And they weren't having it. And they kind of went at him. But then they all just went wild. I mean, it was basically No, I can almost repeat the words I said about the women's match. I mean, they went wild. They went crazy with the ladders, humongous spots. I'm pretty sure right off there they went at El Grande. They started taking him out, and it just turned into a wild and crazy match. I thought all 6 guys did their thing. I thought they all were like creative, kind of like I said with the women. They all were creative with the ladders. Took some big hard spots. Along with the women, these guys are going to be hurting again too. Like they're all hurting. Some of them spots were like, holy moly. But yeah, I enjoyed them all. Even Andrade, like I was really impressed with Andrade, and I always am. It's not that he's bad and he just had a good outing. I thought, he looked really good here. Penta, I thought did really well too. I wouldn't even have mind Penta winning this. I kind of was thinking that throughout the match. But, they just went at it. And then we got kind of toward the end, we get Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker run out. And I'm like, come on. I mean, we knew it was going to happen, but I was kind of hoping it wouldn't. And not just so you didn't get points. It was for, just to not have that interference, I guess, just to kind of have, if you're going to have Seth win, have a win-win. So, but whatever, they came out and they started, doing their thing, beating everyone down. And then we get the Bloodline come out. Jacob, JC, and the crowd went nuts for Jacob, as did I. I'm like, yes, let's go. And they kind of come in and start helping Solo. Jacob, he's helping them. He even went and set the ladder up for him and everything. He's like, come on, get it. Solo starts going up, and it's looking like Solo's about to win this, because he definitely could have. There was nobody around, and if anybody would have came in, Jacob would have handled it. So it's like, bam. But then he's like, yeah, no. He grabs him, grabs his leg, and, Solo's like, what are you doing, man? Come on, stop, da-da-da. And he screams, I hate you, Solo. The fans went nuts. It was a great spot. It really was. For them to, for the I love you Solo to be such a big part of it, for him to say I hate you now, it was so good. And he beat Solo down, puts him through a ladder hard. I mean, bent that ladder in half, messed him up good. And let's see, what was after that? Yeah, and then that's when it looked like maybe LA Knight might go and win. And Braun and Bronson pretty much took care of LA Knight there. Took him out of the match thoroughly, too. He took a big spot also there. And Seth climbed and won. So I'm okay with the winner. I'm fine with Seth winning. I kind of thought maybe he didn't really need it, especially where he's at. I feel like he can go without a title or a briefcase, but okay, I'm cool with it. I'm sure they're going to do something, it'll add to the storyline. So I'm cool with it. I thought they all did great. They all left it all out there, like the women. So I also went B+ on this one, like I did the women's match. Both of these Money in the Bank matches definitely lived up to it. They were both great. So I'll go B+.
Okay. Trivia, you're up.
Okay, yeah, I enjoyed this match. I thought it was really good. I mentioned Greg during the night when the pay-per-view or when the Money in the Bank match started, and I believe I said to him during the message, I said, I was surprised they didn't have Seth Rollins come out last. I mean, I figure he was, in my opinion, he was the biggest superstar in the match. LA Knight is a great superstar. They're all great superstars, but they're doing a focus on Seth Rollins with this new group he's got. I thought that they would have had him come out last, but that was just, up to them. But yeah, there was a huge, a lot of high spots. I love this match. Guys were just getting bounced around all over the place. One of the most impressive things I saw in this ladder match was when LA Knight took El Grande Americano and gave him that side slam, kind of like off the top of the ladder. And they just, oh man, that hurt me when I saw that. And it was, oh geez, I couldn't believe that. And yeah, like DJ said, there's a lot of painful wrestlers today. But I mean, a lot of guys did good. I mean, Penta, hey, he was up the ladder a couple of times. Him and Andrade were duking it out at the top of the ladder. I mean, Andrade actually had the briefcase. He just, couldn't get it unhooked and everything. And then, with Solo, it was one of those things where we were seeing it coming. It was just, when was it going to happen? And I was kind of glad that Jacob, took care of that situation. Now we're probably going to see Jacob against Solo eventually. Thandra loving Solo, but I enjoyed this match. I mean, fans are loving Jacob. They just go crazy when he comes out. And I think he's going to take care of JC and Solo and, kind of put them on the back burner eventually. And, now that Damian Priest wants a shot at Jacob, that makes Jacob's popularity with the crowd, I believe, a little bit more and a little bit higher. But yeah, I thought it was a good match. I gave it a B+ as well.
Okay. Yeah, so there's really not a lot that I can add, but I will have some bullet points here of things that happened. First and foremost, when they once again showing celebrities, and they showed Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker, they were loudly booed by the crowd. So maybe this will help WWE stop doing this crap. Then McAfee and Barrett trying to pretend that Grande Americano is not Chad Gable is as funny as it is stupid. Wade Barrett saying, "Whoa, you got to look at his nipples. The nipples between Grande Americano and Chad Gable are different." Was hilarious. Andrade's a sunset flip bomb from the ladder. Almost ended badly, kind of how he landed on his knee. And if you notice, after that, we didn't see a lot of Andrade, so hopefully he didn't do anything. And even with all the ladder spots, one of the most impressive things, two of the most impressive things that happened was Braun Breaker's spear. I forgot who it was through the barricade. And then Jacob Fontain's pop-up Samoan drop to Bronson Reed looked great. And then on the other side of that, Wade Barrett, Michael saying, Wade, something can happen, and only you can call it the way you call it, and it was Bronson Reed doing a tsunami. So, even though this was a really, really good ladder match, we had the extra that was thrown in that honestly, it didn't hurt the match. A lot of times we get sick and tired of outside interference, but the little bit of outside interference we got worked. It gave the 6 guys a little time to rest and relax and recuperate. There was that one point where Chad Gable went up, 3 ladders? One outside the ring, kind of flipped the other one over to the ring, and then climbed up and almost won it. That's when I was like, yes, Americano's going to win. He didn't win. That's when LA Knight gave that little sidewalk slam.
Haley, man.
So, this was definitely very entertaining. And because of all the extra, I'm actually going to go a little bit extra from you guys, and I'm going to give it a low A-.
All right, guys. Thanks for the taps and the likes. We're at 1K. Awesome.
All right. After that, we then went to the main event of the evening, as was a tag team matchup featuring the World Heavyweight Championship main event Jey Uso and the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes taking on the greatest of all time and undisputed undisputed WWE champion John Cena and the Maverick Logan Paul. Mr. Trivia, you're up first.
All right, thank you. Yeah, I thought this was a good way to end the show. Jey Uso took a beating in this match. I mean, he was in the match for quite a while, just getting beat on and beat on and beat on. Excuse me. Not only by Cena, but Logan Paul as well. And, you know, at one point, I even said to Greg, I said, at one point, I thought John Cena and Logan Paul were going to duke it out themselves. But they kind of came together as a team. That right hand that Logan Paul has, you know, it's still pretty deadly. Cody Rhodes, well, you know, Cody is Cody. But yeah, I mean, Jay's got a match tomorrow night against Gunther, and man, he just took a beating in this match, and he just kept going and going. It was an amazing match. When John Cena grabbed hold of the belt and was getting ready to hit Cody Rhodes with it, all of a sudden this guy in a black hood comes out and spears him. And that's what kind of threw me for a minute there, because I really had no clue what this was. And he starts beating on John Cena, and then off comes the hoodie and off comes the mask, and it was R-Truth, who is now Ron Killings. And the crowd just went crazy. He picked up the belt and he hit John Cena with it, and that set up Cody Rhodes to get the 3 count. I thought that was the icing on the cake for this match. It was great to see him. The crowd loved it. I enjoyed it. I was like, you know, are you kidding me? Oh my God, he's back. And I enjoyed it. I gave it an A.
Okay, I am up next. And yeah, this was it was a good match. It was a really good match. I mean, the first half of the match was, you know, slow and methodical. The competitors were like intentionally holding back so they could amp things up later. As you said, the heels, you know, Cena and Paul had the upper hand for most of at least the early parts of the match, doing most of the damage. And then we saw the blind tag from Logan Paul to Cena. And then as soon as Cena put one leg over and one end under, he tagged himself right back in. And that's when they kind of got, you know, face to face, so pushing each other. And while they did that, while they argued, Jay made it to the corner for the hot tag. And yeah, I mean, and then it was all. Then from there, the match really, really turned the corner. You know, Logan Paul, you know, accidentally hit a splash on John Cena when Cody Rhodes avoided it. And Logan Paul hit a moonsault off on the ropes that put Jey Uso through the announcer's table. And that's kind of, you know, what left Cena and Cody alone in the ring. The referee was distracted, so Cena used his title as a weapon to take out, you know, Cody Rhodes. And it's like, oh, shit. Really? Is this how it's going to happen? Is this how it's going to end? And then that's when we saw the man dressed up in black attack Cena with a spear. Took it off, and then once again, you know, the crowd went absolutely wild when they saw there was R-Truth. He then hit John Cena with his belt, and then Cody Rhodes hit his finish to get the win. I mean, it started, like I said, it really started off slowly, but it picked up in the back half and ended up being, you know, an actual better match than I expected, especially with the surprise return of Ron Killings. Didn't think it was the best match of the night, so I'm going to give it a B+.
Okay.
Mr. 24/7.
Yeah, it was good. You know, definitely not, like you said, definitely not best of my. I thought it was a good match. I mean, at times I kind of, I don't know, found myself kind of moving away from it. I don't know, maybe it was Logan. I'm not sure what it was, but I thought they all did good. Some big spots. We had, let's see. I also have written down that yeah, it kind of started fairly slow, but started to pick up. And you had Cena and Logan. It looked like I almost thought maybe they might fight or maybe a shove or something here and there, but they kind of stayed away. I don't know. Maybe they're not trying to have Cena look like a baby face yet or something, but he definitely could have, you know, went that way during this match at time. Logan looked good in times too. I'm not going to say he wasn't, but like he did the moonsault off the middle rope there on Jay. That was a really good spot. And, you know, to hit that as flush as he did, you got to have skill to do that because he could have just flew right over him or not enough, you know, and he hit it perfect and crashed through the table. Definitely one of the better spots I thought of the match. And that basically took them two out of the match. They were pretty much laid out. That's when you have Cena pick up the title. And when he picks up the title, I'm like, this is the way are we just going to see Cena win his matches like this the whole time now, where he just uses the title and win? Like, to me, I'm like, it's getting old seeing that. Right. And especially that the ref was out there checking on Jay and Logan, you know, and he's standing right next to Cole, and Michael Cole's like, he's got the title. Cena's got the title. He's using it. You tell me the ref can't hear that? And so the ref definitely knew what was happening, but obviously, you know, whatever, that's just what it is. But Cena hits Cody with the title. And if you notice, anytime Cena does that, he gets rid of the title pretty quick. He'll hit him and toss it out the ring. Right there, he held on to it. He didn't toss it. So it kind of gave me an idea, like, the title's about to come to use again, somehow. And that's when the Man in Black came. And the one problem I had with it, if you notice, they should have had R-Truth tuck his shirt in, or at least tuck it in better. Because you immediately seen his back, you know, and what color his back was. And I'm like, yep, that's true. And I think everybody who was watching on TV seen that. Like a lot of the reactions I was watching, that's what a lot of them said. But yeah, cool. Truth's back, and he had Cena with the title. I almost wish we'd seen a little bit more from him, except just the hit and run type of thing. But whatever. I'm happy with him back. And that led to Cody getting up, hitting the crossroads, and getting the pin. So I was okay with the match. Like I said, definitely not the best of the night, which I thought had the potential to at least be up there with the ladder matches, but it didn't quite make it. Definitely could have had a little more out of it, but I'm okay with what we got. I think I'll go B. I'll give it a B. Okay. So overall,
I'll
go
got Deej.
B plus. I'll go overall.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree too.
B plus.
Yep.
Possibly, because once again, when we talk at the end of the year, when we do our year awards, I never take into consideration any of the big fours. This very well could be the premium event of the year.
Yep, definitely. So, okay, that was our Money in the Bank recap. Greg, I guess they're going to be starting the qualifying matches tomorrow night on Monday Night Raw for the King and Queen of the Ring.
Yeah, officially right now official preview that they have out is obviously Jey Uso versus Gunther, fallout from Money in the Bank. Nikki Bella, I think she's going back under that with being, WWE again. I know after she left WWE, her and Nikki both decided to go with their regular names, the Garcia twins. She made her return to Monday Night Raw. Just very, very curious as to why. And then, yes, they said they haven't announced anybody who's competing, but they did say that qualifying matches for King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring start tomorrow on Raw.
Yeah, I was thinking, when they mentioned Nikki Bella returns to Raw, one thing I was thinking was, is she going to, show up just to, hi, what's going on, say a few words, or is she actually going to be competing? So.
I know when she originally re-signed with WWE, it was not a Legends deal. It was as the idea of being an active wrestler. And I know one of the storylines that had been tossed around was that she was going to be the one to challenge Chelsea Green at WrestleMania, but that never came to fruition.
Okay. Let me ask this to DJ, because I mentioned it to Greg yesterday. DJ, what do you think the odds are of Seth Rollins cashing in tomorrow during the Gunther Jey Uso match?
I suppose it could definitely happen. In my opinion, like I said earlier, I feel like Seth don't need it. So I feel like it'll probably be better for the storyline anyways, to have the briefcase for a little while. Hold it for a little while, bring it out with him for a while, talk shit on how he won for a while and how he has it. And because if you think back, when he won the briefcase, however many, 10 years ago, whatever it was, he did great holding it. Like he did a good job using it and incorporating it into matches and promo. And so I think it'd be better if he held on to it for a little while, especially because of the matches we get from Jey and Gunther are great. So I feel like it'll take away from whatever happened if that happens. So I'm hoping it doesn't happen.
I definitely agree. So, Greg, do you have the results from last night's prediction show?
Yeah.
How would you like to?
Do you really want to know? Do you really want to know, Mike?
Well, I know where I finished.
The caboose is on the loose. Well, first and foremost, let me just, I'll do the score first. You finished in fifth with 65 points. I was in fourth with 80 points. Mr. 24/7 was in third with 115. That leaves only two. Little Mug came within 5 seconds of his time bonus, giving him 50 points, but that still wasn't enough. He finished in second with 120. Mrs. 24/7 finished in first with 135. So overall, after 3 premium live events, Mrs. 24/7 is now in the lead with 14 points. Little Mug has 13. Mr. 24/7 has 12. I have 11. And the caboose is in last place with 9.
Well, congratulations to Mrs. 24/7.
So for anyone that's been paying attention and following, Drewski is no longer with us. We've decided that if he can make the commitment to us, once a month to join us for a PLE prediction show, then we've decided that he's no longer going to be involved. So with that being said, I know Mike has reached out to, somebody else to see if they want to pick up that slot. But if not, if we do have just 5, I know Joe's, but yeah, whatever. So I'll ask the other 2 that are on. I still want to do a season 4 fantasy, but instead of head-to-head matchups, we'll do it the same way. Scoring will be the same way, but scoring will be for the whole week, and then it'll be just like the premium live events. If you finish in first, you get 6 points. If you finish in second, you get 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then we'll do that over a course of weeks. This way it's not, you know what, I had a really shitty week, only had 12 points with 8. I was going up against Trish, you only had 4. I get the win. And then you have Trivia having 72 and Mrs. 24/7 having 75, but Trivia takes a loss. So if we can't get that 6th person, what are your thoughts on doing it that way?
I'm down with that. I'd even be down with that even if we got the 6th person. But yeah, whatever you want to do is cool with me. I like it.
Okay.
Yep. DJ, you mentioned something about you might have somebody else that might want to join as well.
I mean, I have no idea if he would or not. It's my sister's hubby, and he's a humongous fan. I just, it was an idea. I really don't know. I mean, him and I don't even really talk that much. So it would just be something like worst case scenario. If we need someone, I can at least have.
Okay.
My personal thought is, I mean, I like our little inner circle that we do. Just doing friendly competition amongst us that are, contributors to the Top Rope Report. I'm even fine keeping with the 5 and going with this scoring system.
Absolutely.
And then, no playoffs, so we'll do like a 20-week thing. Because there won't be any playoffs to worry about, because it's just, whoever's got the most points after, the 20 weeks. And one thing that I did talk with Mike, one thing I want to do for the scoring as far as appearances go, is other than like recaps of what happened last week or earlier this week, if they show up after we see that little Triple H, then now together forever, I love you, kumbaya, my word, that he does in the beginning, as they show somebody coming in, with their suitcase, that counts as an appearance. If it's a taped vignette, that'll count as appearance. Shinsuke Nakamura, Julia, whoever that doesn't have great English, so they pre-record their things, those count as appearance. Any objections or any thoughts on that?
No, I'm good with it.
Okay. And then everything else will stay the same. The more, draft from anywhere. The only time you get an appearance is they show up on a PLE or a main roster show, not an NXT or a live event. So kind of keep that little incentive. And, without having Drew, we could probably expand our rosters by 1 for the women. Because I know we only did the 3 women for each roster only because, the women's division is only just so big. So we might do that. But I'll send the official thing out. So when might we want to consider doing a draft? 2 weeks?
Whenever, yeah. Couple weeks sounds good.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Next week will be in Father's Day. I was thinking maybe the week after that.
Okay.
When's the next PLE?
July something, I think.
Yeah.
Isn't that the one from France?
Hold on. Yeah, Night of Champions actually is listed as the next PLE. And that is June 28th.
Okay.
So maybe
Hey, Russell Ramp.
Yeah, so if we can figure out a way to do the draft so that the 28th is included. Yeah. I mean, if we did the draft, I don't know what your schedule's like, DJ, for work, but if we did it either like Friday the 20th in the evening or Saturday the 21st, then the week first week of start is third with Raw, and then Night of Champions we included our first week of scoring.
Yeah. Probably the Friday night I think would be safer, just because I'm not sure if I'd be working that Saturday or not.
Okay.
And we might be we're going to be moving here at some point, so we might be moving that weekend. So I think it'll be safest to go the 20th. Later on.
So are you moving out of the complex you're in, or just to another apartment in the city?
To another unit. So sucks, but gotta do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right. Greg, we're going to have to sit down and discuss the renegotiation of Mrs. 24/7's contract, see how long we're going to extend it for. I mean, she's winning an awful lot here. She's probably going to, ask for, no, I'm just kidding. Jess, congratulations once again. So, and I even told Greg earlier, I said, that little nug is kicking ass on these time bonuses.
Yeah, he's out of his ass. I don't know how he does it.
Yep. So, but yeah, Greg. So other than the Jey Uso Gunther match, anything else scheduled that we know of for Monday Night Raw?
I just told you.
Well, Nikki Bella, yeah.
And then they have matches
for qualifying. That's right, because I didn't think that they. Oh well, maybe tomorrow during the day they'll post who the matchups are going to be. Yeah.
Cheers does that tweet stuff. He tweets stuff out on Sunday afternoon, walking his dog, and says it's official.
Right.
Qualifying King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring matches. Morgan will take on Raquel, and Finn Balor will take on JD McDonough.
Right. So, all right, guys. Well, great recap show. So, anything else we want to add before we close up? All right. So, the 20th will be our draft. So,
I will just confirm with Joe 100% that he can do it, because he works two jobs. One he works during the day, and the other he works at 6 to 11. So that's what I have to kind of also confirm with him.
All right. So on behalf of Mr. and Mrs. 24/7 and the Nugs Greg, this is the illustrious Mr. Trivia for Top Rope Report, saying thank you all to TikTok for tuning in, and we'll catch you later.
Later.
All right, everybody. Thank you very much for your participation